Seemingly overnight, the brothers' songwriting had evolved from orchestral pop to a blend of white soul, R&B, and dance music. Children of the World was an enormous success, and the single, You Should Be Dancing, rocketed to #1 in the summer of 1976. Determined not to let the momentum slip away, the Bee Gees immediately began writing material for their new album. After a month of hard work, the brothers' creative flow was interrupted by a call from Robert Stigwood. He needed music for a little film he was producing.
We were getting songs ready for our new studio album, which would be the follow-up to Children of the World, and it was imperative that we got that right instead of just, stopping now and doing a few songs for a movie. Unless, of course, we knew it was going to be a huge film, which was no guarantee, of course.
He told us it was about this guy who works in a paint shop on the other side of the bridge in Brooklyn, and he blows his wages every Saturday night in a club and wins a dance competition. We thought, nice one, Rob.
Those songs were actually written before the film was even mentioned to us. How Deep Is Your Love, If I Can't Have You, Night Fever, Staying Alive, More Than a Woman, all written before we'd seen the film.
And they played me some of the songs that they'd written for Saturday Night Fever. And I couldn't believe that they'd done this. I mean, the stuff was so good. It was fantastic. I thought it was written by somebody else. And I didn't tell them that. Saturday Night Fever score was unique in taking the best of really funky black music and together with very tuneful white music and melding the two things together in a style that was irresistible. Even old men like me would get on the floor and move because you just couldn't stop it.
Saturday Night Fever was released in December of 1977. Unexpectedly, Stigwood's little movie became a cultural phenomenon. The film grossed $350 million at the box office, and the Fever double album sold over 30 million copies worldwide. For the next 20 years, it remained the best-selling soundtrack album ever.
But with Saturday Night Fever, they became one of the biggest groups on the planet, but also people who really set a social agenda in terms of style, making very urban music that had a broad social appeal.
To have that kind of success was very rare, and again, we knew it was something that probably only the Beatles had experienced.
Yeah, it's a bigger hurricane this time. Sustained winds of 180 mile an hour. You can't answer your own phone. People are climbing over your walls, and so it's different this time. It's far more chaotic.
Anything that has a tremendously huge impact on the charts and on people of such a scale is something that takes on a life of its own, and you're out of control of the whole thing. You become less important than the parts.
Well, we didn't know we were defining the culture. We were just still Barry, Morris and Robin, wondering what the hell's going on.